Welcome to This Daring Adventure podcast, where we work on bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to be in order to live a bigger and bolder life. In this podcast, we will provide inspiration, tips, and skills you need to make your life the adventure you want it to be. Here's your host, mindset mentor, and life coach, Trista Gurton.
Hey everybody, welcome back to This Daring Adventure. We are getting through the winter here in Canada. Not fun, not cool. All right, but everybody keeps telling me spring is coming in a few weeks, so I'm holding on. We'll see what happens, but I don't know, man. This is rough. I was not prepared for this. I knew it was coming, but still. Let me tell you, the Mediterranean climate is the best climate in the world. And there's no comparison. But okay, we're here. And it's good to be here. And thank you for joining me. Today, I wanted to give you a little bit of a first aid kit. So if you are feeling a little stuck, if you need a 5-minute emotional makeover, this process is for you. I have another one that's a little bit more in-depth, and I teach it to my clients, and I've streamlined the process a little bit, so I'm going to be teaching that in some of the work that I do. But this is a great little process if you just need some immediate help and you want to feel better. And I know that a lot of you may be feeling stuck in your career or a relationship or just in the same patterns that you keep repeating over and over again. Even though you want things to be different, it is a challenge to change because you need to change your thoughts. You need to change the way you're feeling. It's not just about changing your actions. So you land up spinning in the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and then no matter how much you try to push forward, you keep ending up in the same place. But what I want you to know is you're not broken. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not stuck because there's something wrong with you, or you're not stuck because you're lazy or unmotivated or incapable. You're stuck because no one has ever shown you how to get unstuck. But that's exactly what I'm going to help you with today. I'm going to walk you through this little 3-step process that will help you to shift out of this stuck place. Right now, in real time, as you're listening, you can do this, and then you can do it anytime you need it. And at the end of the episode, if you're ready to go deeper, if you're really ready to break free from this cycle, I'm going to invite you to work with me inside Unstuck, which is my 3-month private coaching program designed to help you get clear, take action, and finally create real momentum in your life. I'm really proud and excited about this program. I know it works. I know it can help. So I will tell you more about that at the end. So stay tuned. But before we get into that, let's go into step 1. And step 1 is always awareness and feeling where you are now. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to pause for a second. Now, if you're driving, just keep your eyes on the road or pull over. If you're out walking, just keep listening. But if you can, just take a deep breath. Relax, breathe in through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. And I want you to check in with yourself. How do you feel right now? Not what you're thinking. Don't tell me what you're thinking. Not what's on your to-do list and not what happened this morning. Just pick one word. Are you feeling anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, frustrated, stuck? Or maybe it's just calm, hopeful, neutral. Whatever it is, just name it. Say it out loud or think it in your head. Now, I want you to go a little bit deeper. Where are you feeling this emotion in your body? If you're feeling anxious, maybe it's a tightness in your chest or a knot in your stomach. If you're feeling exhausted, maybe it's like a weight on your shoulders, or you could have a headache, tension in your jaw. If you're feeling stuck, does it feel like fog in your brain, frozen, paralyzed sensation in your body, tightness? Your body is always communicating with you, but most of us ignore it. We live in our heads, we're overanalyzing, and we're trying always to figure things out logically. But the truth is, our emotions are stored in our bodies. And if we don't allow ourselves to feel what's there, we can't move through it. What we resist persists, and in fact, it grows. So, right now, you just want to notice. You don't need to judge it, you don't need to fix it. Just allow yourself to feel it now. And this is really the first step in getting unstuck because awareness gives you choice. And you want to have that emotion be there, be allowed to feel it, and let it move through you when it's ready. Now, the second step is finding the thought that's causing your feelings. Your feelings are created by your thoughts. Whatever it is you're thinking, one thought creates one feeling. So if you were feeling anxious, there is a corresponding thought that you are thinking that is creating that anxiety or that overwhelm or that stress or that frustration. And now that you've named your emotion and felt it in your body, I want you to ask yourself this question. What is the thought that's creating this feeling? And I want you to pay attention to this because it's not the circumstance. It's not the event. It's not your husband. It's not your wife. It's not your mother. It's not your job. It's not the weather. It's not the economy. It's not the politicians. Those are all circumstances. I want you to identify the thought that you're thinking, and that can be about the circumstance. Because here's what most people don't realize. It's not your situation that's making you feel this way. It's your thoughts about your situation. It's your interpretation. It's what you're thinking about it. Most of us believe that our emotions are just happening to us, that they're a reaction to what's going on around us. We think we wake up feeling stressed because our lives are stressful. We think we feel stuck because we don't know what to do next. But those are just stories that we're telling ourselves. Let me give you an example. Let's say you wake up feeling anxious. You might think, of course I'm anxious. I have so much going on. But it's not your to-do list that's creating or causing your anxiety. It's your thoughts about your to-do list that are causing it. So maybe your brain is saying, I'll never get it all done. If I don't finish everything perfectly, I'll fail. These thoughts, not the actual tasks, are what's triggering your anxiety. Or let's say you're feeling stuck in life. You might think it's because you don't know what you want. But underneath, that is a thought like, I should have this figured out by now. What if I'm making the wrong choice? I don't know what I'm doing. Those thoughts are what's keeping you paralyzed. So let's go back to your emotion from step one. What is the thought that's creating this feeling? Say it out loud or write it down. But once you see the thought, once you identify it and are aware of it, then you have the power to change it. And so in step three, we want to introduce a new thought that creates a new feeling. So you've identified what you're feeling. You've identified the thought that's causing that feeling. And now you can introduce the new thought. Most people think the only way to feel better is to change their circumstance. They quit their job, they find a new boyfriend, they buy a new house, they change cities, right? But the real solution is in changing your thoughts. That's where your power is. Now, I'm not talking about the fake forced positivity. I'm not saying you should go from I'm completely stuck to everything is amazing, rainbows and daisies. That doesn't work and you won't believe it. Your brain won't believe it. But you can introduce a thought that creates a little bit more space and that feels a little bit better. For example, let's say your old thought is, I don't know what to do, and it's creating the feeling of stuck. Your new thought could be, I don't have to have all the answers today. I can take just one small step. The feeling that that thought can create would be relief, right? It gives you a little bit of spaciousness. Or maybe your old thought is, I should have this figured out by now. And it creates the feeling of shame. If you adopt a new thought, like, I am figuring this out step by step, then that might create a feeling of hopeful in you. And again, it takes some of the pressure off, right? It gives you that time and that clarity and that space to think and figure things out. And this is how you start to get unstuck. So, what is one new thought you can introduce right now? Say it out loud or write it down. You want the thought to be, again, not something that is rainbows and daisies, but something that shifts you over, feels a little bit better, and is mostly believable for you. You're not going to go to everything's amazing because you're not going to believe it. And it's not going to feel better. You might have to play around with this a little bit, but figure out what feels better for you in your body. What feels believable, what resonates, what is more helpful. And this is how you retrain your brain to work for you instead of against you. So remember, identify the feeling, one word. What are you feeling right now? Where is it in your body? And just allow it to be there. Then you want to identify the thought that is causing that feeling. It is never the circumstance, it is always what you're thinking about it. Then you want to identify a new thought. It feels slightly better, is slightly more believable, not rainbows and daisies. This is the process that can help you whenever you're feeling a great deal of emotion, you don't know what to do, you're trying to figure things out. Your brain is the most powerful tool that you have. But you need to be conscious that you need to manage your mind or it will manage you. And so it's little processes like this that can help you to regain control, take back your power, focus on what you want to create instead of just reacting. And so if this resonates with you, if this makes sense, then I want to invite you to work with me inside Unstuck. This is my private signature 3-month coaching program designed to help you identify the thoughts that are keeping you stuck. We get to the root cause. We want to shift your emotions so you can take the action that you want and then stop spinning and start moving forward to create the results that you want. This isn't about quick fixes, but it is about deep, lasting change. I believe that I can help you get unstuck for good. And so your next step is really simple. You can book a free discovery call with me. The link will be in the show notes. There's no pressure, there's no obligation, just clarity. So click the link in the show notes, schedule your call, and let's talk about what's keeping you stuck and how I can help you finally break free. I know everybody loves content. I know you've read the books, you've watched the videos, you've listened to the podcasts. I love it, and I'm so glad you're here. But it's really easy to consume all of this content, and in the moment, it all clicks. But then comes the hard part, applying it. You know how to set boundaries, but actually holding them, that's different. You understand that thoughts create feelings, but shifting your mindset in the moment, that takes practice. And you get the concept of self-trust, but building it daily, that's where the real change happens. And this is why working with a coach is so powerful. It's not just about learning, it's about implementing with support and accountability. You don't need more information. If you want to get unstuck, you need real-time feedback, guidance, and the space to practice. And that's where I come in. I can help. I help you take what you know and turn it into what you live. Apply, repeat, transform. And that's how we blow your mind. So, are you ready to stop learning and start applying? Book your discovery call. I can't wait to meet you. I'll see you there. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to This Daring Adventure podcast with your host, Trista Gurton. We hope you enjoyed the tips and conversations on how to get excited about life again. As always, you can head to tristagurton.com for additional resources and to book a one-on-one coaching session. You can also follow Trista on Instagram at Trista V. Gurton. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.